Hello, can you all hear me? A very good evening to all of you. So all of you, a very good evening to you all. How are you all? Enjoying your weekend? So you all are enjoying your weekend. I'm doing good. Even this is festive season in India. Lots of festivals are lined up. We are also enjoying ourselves. Okay. All right. So we can just start. Today we are going to study about the organizational objectives. Okay, so we'll study about organizational objectives, and it's something you might have studied in management, but now we are going to study all that from the perspective of economics. Okay, so can anyone tell me what are business objectives, or what do you mean by organizational objectives? Am I audible to everybody? Asya, Sadatu, Sanubar, Rinin, Prabhavati, Rajiv, Seher, Freestyler Joe, Samu. Is it your first class, Joe? Joe, is it your first class? Okay, so we can just proceed. So we'll be studying about organizational objectives. So can you tell me what are organizational objectives? Who's going to tell me that? Organizational objectives, what are those? What do we mean by that? No one knows? Okay, so let's see. What are the important organizational objectives? What is a mission statement and what is a vision statement? There is a difference between vision and mission. So we need to understand that. Okay, the aim of organization, that is the organizational objectives. So, what is the core role of management in any organization? The management of any organization is concerned with decision making. Okay, it performs a function which starts with D, and that D stands for decision making. So, the management must ask the following things in the decision making process. Sorry. The first is, where are we now? Where do we want to be? How do we get there? And how do we know we are better? Means if the organization is going to aim at these questions, then it is going to get answer to all the questions, and all these questions, the answer to these will involve the functions of management in itself. So where are we now? That we need to know. Where do we want to be? And we are going to study about this only today. Where we want to be, like what are our objectives or the objectives of the organization. So where do we want to be? That answer is given by the aims and objectives of the business organization. So organizational objectives, what do? They give a sense of business, they give a business sense of direction. If we just leave a ship in the sea, or rather we can say that an organization without objectives is like a ship without any captain. It just does not know where is it heading, where is it going, what is its purpose, what it want to do, what it want to be. So, like if we don't have any aim in our life is also like a aimless ship, or maybe a ship without a captain. Similarly, an organization without objectives is like a ship without a captain. So what is the basic purpose of any business? That you all must be knowing. Can you just tell me the basic purpose of any business? What is it? Who's going to tell me the basic objective? Who's going to tell me that? Basic objective, profit making, increasing market share. Yes, Rajiv. That is the basic objective of any business organization. Achieve of company's goals. Yeah, achievement of company's goals. Yeah, that is also right. But the basic aim of any company is earning profit. But is that enough? Just earning profit will do? No. Every business holds certain ethical responsibilities also. Some moral responsibilities are also there which it has to fulfill. Suppose if I talk about Coca-Cola company. Coca-Cola company is a leading beverage manufacturing company in the world, and it sets up a plant in a city which is suffering from shortage of water, lot of scarcity of water. In India, if I talk about the Rajasthan area, the state of Rajasthan, if you have heard, Rajasthan, that is one state in India which suffers from scarcity of water. People store water for days and days in Rajasthan. So if a company like Coca-Cola goes and, hello Mohammed, how are you? I'm good. Are you enjoying your weekend? Okay. So, you all know about Rajasthan. Have you heard of the name of this place before? Rashid is asking everybody, how is everybody? Rashid, everyone is good. Yeah. So, Rajasthan is one state in India which really suffers from lot of shortage of water, and if a company like Coca-Cola goes and set up a plant over there, a manufacturing plant over there, so is it serving all its responsibilities? Is the company serving all its responsibilities? No. Why, Prabha? Why do you think so? It's not doing justice. The company is not fulfilling its ethical objectives. The ethical objective says that you have to be ethical in your dealings. You have to really take care of the environment. You have to take care of the people around. Just for the sake of making money, you cannot do anything. You should be reasonable enough. Yes. So if the company is going to set up a plant in Rajasthan, then the people who are living there, they are going to suffer from shortage of water. And many of them would die, people, animals, they would die due to scarcity of water. And even if by setting the plant in in Rajasthan, the Coca-Cola company makes $100 million, that's really not fruitful, it's futile because it's not satisfying its ethical duties. So business has certain organizational objectives and certain ethical objectives, and both should be in coordination. Only then a business will be believed to be a success. Okay. So when you drive a car and you get lost, what do you use to find your way? You use a road map. Okay. So these organizational objectives, or the organization or the objectives of the business organization, they are like the road map. They will help you to guide. Alright? So they have three main functions. First, to control a firm's plan, that is to set up targets within a department. to motivate or inspire people to reach a common goal, and to direct, to provide an agreed and clear focus for everyone in the organization. Okay, so to control, to motivate and to direct. These are the basic three functions which will help the organization in achieving its organizational objectives. Alright everybody, is it clear to everyone? Okay. So what is the importance of objectives? They are the why is target setting vital in all businesses? If you do not do this, you will have no clear sense of direction, means you will have no clear purpose. Why are you doing business? You will not be clear with that. So aims and objectives are set for many important reasons. It gives business a sense of direction, purpose and unity. Means everybody works in coordination. Their efforts are united towards the achievement of the common organizational objective. So they all will be, the efforts will be coordinated and synchronized. It forms the foundation for business decision making. It encourages strategic thinking, that is planning for long term. Yeah, business is not a short term venture, it's a long term venture. So it is because of these objectives that the organization survives in the long run. It provides a basis for measuring and controlling the performance of the workforce, the management and the entire business. That is why setting up of aims and objectives is very important. Okay? Okay. So in any business is not operated on its own. Many people or many different classes of society are affected by it. So like stakeholders or the shareholders, they are really interested, they are really affected by the operation of the business, and their main interest is in profit. That is, show me the money, Jerry. They are just concerned with money making. And the local community, the people who are living around, or those who are not the shareholders, they are concerned about the social responsibility of a business. Did you get it, everyone? Okay, Samu, Seher, Muhammad, Asiya, Sadatu, Sanobar, Renin, Prabhavati, Rajiv, Freestyler Joe, Rashid, Muhammad Javed. Now, as we can see that the objectives of the business, they are, it's not that one objective is all. There are different objectives and different departments have their own set of objectives. So, corporate objectives are those which deal with the whole organization, and it includes basically the profit maximization, growth and overall survival. Those are the main objectives of they can be regarded as the main corporate objectives. Then departmental objectives are very specific, and it's like achieving departmental targets. Can anyone give me one example? Departmental objectives. Can anybody quote an example of a departmental objective? Rashid is writing something. He is typing. Let's see what answer he has to give. HR department. Okay, Prabhavati. I was also thinking of this. On-time delivery. Okay. Prabhavati, HR department you have written, but what will be the objective of the HR department? Sales department objective is to increase the sales. Alright, as said by Prabhavati, HR department. The objective of HR department must be to reduce the turnover of the employees. Means reduce the rate of turnover of the employees. That should be the target of department of the HR department. So every department will have its own objective, and that should all be considered. Okay. Then individual departments, target sets for you or by you, or individual objectives. Those are those. Means every person has an individual objective also. Means they work in the organization and they expect something from their job. Like at the end of 3 years, I must be able to get this. At the end of 2 years, I must be at this place. So that is the individual objective. Okay. Now mission and vision statement. So okay, a vision statement. What is a vision statement? It outlines the business aspirations, means where it wants to be. Where the business wants to be, that will be indicated by a vision statement. So they relate to the attainment of success. It's like I have a dream to be the leading sports brand in the world. So it's an image of an ideal situation in the future. The dream is to be the leading brand, sports brand in the world, like Adidas. Now how that can be achieved, that has to be thought of. That work has to be done by the management of the company. That's the vision statement. Now mission statement explains what the business is trying to achieve. It outlines the organization's value. And it is a simple declaration that states the purpose of an organization's existence. It will outline how a vision statement will be achieved. These statements do not have a time frame. Missions is not time framed. Okay. They should be perfectly clean, defined and realistically achievable. Yes, they should be realistically achievable. You are having raw material to manufacture only 100 units and you expect your manufacturing team to give you 500 units. So that is very unrealistic. So you should be reasonable enough. And it will serve to unify all people and corporate culture in an attempt to achieve the organization's vision. So as a manager, you will need to ensure that decisions are consistent with the mission statement. Now let's have a differentiation of the two. Vision statements are focused on long term and mission statements are on medium and short term. Vision statements are no actual targets. It's just what it could be, what could be done. And mission statements are updated frequently. They are not idealistic. And they have actual targets in them. Means what will be. It highlights the values of the business. Now let's see aims and objectives of the business. As you can see, aims are the long-term goals of the organization and objectives are the short-term goals of the organization. What is your aim in life? My aim in life to be a doctor. And what is your objective? My objective is to get selected in the medical entrance exam. Okay. So objectives are short terms and aim is the long-term planning. Got it, everybody? Prabha says yes, Seher says yes. What about others? Okay. Then they give a purpose to the direction of the company and they are based on the company's aims. Objectives are, we can say, a miniature of the aims of the company. Like they are the steps in between achievement of the aims of the company. Are often expressed in the mission statement and they are quantifiable, that is measurable. The difference between the two of them is the time scale. They are long run and they are short run. Now let's see the difference between short term and long term objectives of a business. What does strategy mean? It means a plan or a scheme to achieve what? Means a strategy is a plan or scheme to achieve something. And what is that something? That something is the goal or aim of the business. So what does tactics mean? A short-term ways that firms use to achieve these aims and objectives. So both strategy and tactics will answer the question. So how do we get to and where we want to be? That all will be answered by the. So what could be, these are the different types of strategies that could be adopted by an organization. The first can be an operational strategy. That means the day-to-day methods used to improve the efficiency of a business. Then generic strategies. Generic strategies are those that affect the business as a whole. Then corporate strategies, they are aimed at the long-term objectives of the business. Okay, operational strategies are day-to-day activities which we do. Generic strategies are those which are going to affect the whole business. Whole business will be affected by such decisions or such strategies. And corporate strategies helps in achieving the long-term objectives of the organization. Now, tactical objectives, what are those? They are short-term objectives that affect a segment of the organization. Like, for example, the sales department will have its own objectives. Then, the main tactical objective for many businesses is survival, and second tactical objective might be sales revenue maximization. These are the two main objectives. First is the survival of the business, and second is the profit maximization through revenue maximization. What is the difference between sales revenue and profit? Can anyone tell me? Sales revenue and profit. What is the difference between the two? Sales revenue and profit. The difference between the two. Asiya, Sadatu, Sanubir, Rinin, Rajiv, Seher, Freestyler, Samu, Rashid, Muhammad Javed, Nazad, Prabhavati. Difference between the sales revenue and profit of a business. Sales is cost plus profit. Okay. Profit is total revenue minus cost. Yes, Renan. Nazda says it's sales revenue minus total cost. Yes. When you deduct the cost from the revenue, then what we get is the profit. Okay? Alright. Now strategic objectives. So what are the strategic objectives can also be defined as the primary objectives of any business. So first and foremost is profit maximization. Second is growth. So it is measured by an increase in the sales or by market share. Benefits of growth include economies of scale, lower average cost of production, market power, more monopoly, charge higher prices, reduce risk, diversification, and helps to reduce risk. Now, image and reputation, that is the third concern for any organization. This is the third objective. Having a bad image may turn customers away, must also consider the needs of the customer, and having a good reputation, people will want to do business with you. Now, market standing. It refers to the extent which a firm has presence in the marketplace. Microsoft has highest market standing for being #1 in the computer software industry. Like when we think of software, we always think of Microsoft. That's it. Then Walmart is the world's largest retailer. So market standing is the fourth immediate objective or the primary objective of any organization. Now ethical objectives. They are the moral principles that guide decision-making strategy. The morals are concerned with what is right, what is wrong from a society's point of view. Some of the related issues, some of the ethical issues which need to be addressed by an organization include reducing pollution, increased recycling, friendly waste disposal, treating employees well, and fairer trade conditions. Okay. Then pressure from within or outside the business to act ethically may occur. So some examples of unethical behavior are financial dishonesty, environmental neglect, exploitation of workers, exploitation of suppliers. These things are not acceptable. Even if a business is thriving, it's getting a lot of money, but it's not fully satisfying these. If it's indulged in these business behavior, unethical, then a business is not a very good one. It's not satisfying its ethical objective. Now, how can we achieve the ethical objective? That can be done by adopting an ethical code of practice, and this should be published in the mission statement or annual report. So what is this ethical code of practice? It is the documented beliefs and philosophies of the business, guidelines and expectations on employee behavior. Okay, these are called the ethical code of practices. Like every employee is expected to be on time to office. Okay, so that's something that is expected, that is understood. It need not be mentioned. That's an ethical code of practice. If we follow the ethical objectives, then these will be the advantages of it. Improved corporate image, increased customer loyalty, cost cutting, improved staff motivation, staff morale, providing accurate information and labeling, active community work, having consideration for the environment, adhering to fair employment practices. Now, limitations are following. Compliance costs will increase, lower profits. At times this may happen that profits may go down if you look at the ethical aspects of the business. Stakeholder conflicts. Stakeholders will be at conflict with each other. And this is a very subjective thing. What is right and wrong, it depends on the individual. Something may be right for me but wrong for you. Something may be right for you but wrong for me. So that all is very subjective. It varies from time to time and person to person. So let's discuss the corporate social responsibility, that is CSR of any business organization. First, firms that act morally towards stakeholders, employees and local community. They should always do that. Now, so how can firms be socially responsible? Post-tax profits to charity, help clean up the environment. So, one benefit which comes from following this is increased reputation. And what is the purpose of having a good reputation? It helps you to obtain a competitive advantage. Okay, like sometimes back, it was argued that Coca-Cola company, there were some pesticides found in Coca-Cola. If you remember, 3-4 years back, this issue was raised that it's not following its social responsibility, due to which some traces of pesticides were also found in Coca-Cola, and this really hampered the reputation of the company. And Pepsi, it really got a lot of advantage from that. So it obtained a competitive advantage on Coca-Cola because of the bad reputation the Coca-Cola was having. Okay. Now, differing views about CSR means corporate social responsibility. Different people are having different views about it. First, there should be what is altruism. Altruism refers to acting in a humanitarian and unselfish manner. So, do businesses really help society? Do they try to improve society? Which companies do what they can to improve the society regardless of whether their actions help to increase their profits? Charities they can do some local community projects. Okay, if they are going to do this, then definitely they will have a strong goodwill in the market and they will gain competitive advantage over their competitors and they will benefit in the long run. Now, strategic CSR attitude says that businesses should be socially responsible only if such actions help the business to become more profitable. If you are getting more and more profit, only then you should give some importance to the corporate social responsibility aspect. Otherwise, you should just continue with your present policy. Okay, now you can see what is considered acceptable in one country may be totally undesirable in others. The example to this is in some Asian countries, cigarette and liquor commercials are everywhere, whereas in North America they are banned. Yes, even in India now they are banned. So, cigarette and liquor commercials, because they create a negative impact on the young lot of the society. So, as far as they are violating the corporate social responsibility of theirs, so they are not allowed to transmit such type of commercials. And what is the role of managers in this? They have a role to promote and encourage this corporate social responsibility in the workplace. Now let's go to the next part. This was about business objectives. This all is clear to everybody? Is this part clear to everybody? Yes, Samu. I was drinking water. That's why you are not able to hear any sound. Now the next topic for today is profit maximization. So the objective of any business is to maximize the profit. Samu, can you hear now? Samu, am I audible to you? Samu, can you hear? I'm waiting. He's offline. Okay. So, alright, sound is clear, Rashid says that. So the objective of a profit firm is to maximize the profit, and profit is the total revenue less the cost of resources. Resources include land, labor, capital. So total revenue is the price of goods and services multiplied by the quantity sold. So that is PQ. P is the price and Q is the quantity sold. So PQ minus cost of land, labor and capital. That stands for profit. So this is it. Now, how can the firms achieve the level of maximum profit? That is what we have to see. So the goal of the firm is to maximize the profit, and profit is the difference between the total revenue and total cost. That we have discussed in the previous PPT also. The total revenue is equal to price into quantity. So how do we achieve the profit maximization level of output? What happens to profit in response to a change in output is determined by marginal revenue and marginal cost. So you understand what is marginal revenue and what is marginal cost? You understand that? Achya, Sadatu, Renan, Rajiv. Rajiv says yes, Rashid says yes, Prabhavati says no. Freestyler Joe, you understand what is marginal revenue? Mohammad Javed, Nazad, Biran, Samu. Samu. What is marginal revenue and marginal cost? Okay, I'll tell you. Marginal revenue is the addition to the total revenue due to the sale of one more unit. Okay, suppose you are selling n units and you are getting a profit equal to 100. So after selling n plus 1 units, your profit goes up to 105. So that 5 is your marginal revenue. The increase in total revenue due to the sale of one extra unit, that is your marginal revenue. And similarly, marginal cost is the addition to the total cost due to one extra unit manufactured. Suppose your manufacturing cost for 10 units is 100 rupees, and as soon as you manufacture the 11th unit, you get your cost as 120. So that 20 is your marginal cost, addition to your total cost due to manufacturing of one additional unit. So profit maximization output is that level of output at which the marginal revenue and marginal cost are equal to each other. When the marginal cost and marginal revenue curve, they cut each other or touch each other, then at that point of time, the level of output which the firm is manufacturing is the profit maximizing output. Okay. So a firm maximizes profit when marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. Alright? And I'll also explain you the different costs, different types of costs. Okay. First we'll see this. So marginal revenue is the change in the total revenue associated with the change in quantity. Marginal cost is the change in total cost associated with the change in quantity. Okay, as soon as the quantity changes, the change in the cost or the revenue. So profit maximizing quantity of output can be determined by comparing marginal revenue and marginal cost. So marginal cost is the additional cost of producing one more unit of output that we have discussed, and marginal revenue is the additional revenue from selling one more unit of output. And the profit is maximum at the level at which marginal cost and marginal revenue are equal to each other. What is the rule for the supply of goods in the market? It says produce an offer for sale the quantity at which MR is equal to MC. So MC is all the costs which are not fixed and we can link directly with each unit of product. Very good, Rashid. Exactly. You have defined it really very well. This is for Rashid. So you can see marginal revenue. How do we calculate it? It is the change in total revenue upon the change in total output. This delta, this triangle is called delta. It stands for change in total revenue upon the change in total quantity or the total output. Muhammad has his own appreciation for Rashid. Marginal cost is the change in total cost upon the change in total output. Change in total cost upon change in total output. Now what is this triangle called? What is this triangle known as? Which word I used? Yes, delta. Delta means the change. So comparing this marginal revenue and marginal cost, the firm determines whether it needs to supply more or less in order to maximize the profit. Now you can see here is a graph, but this is not a very clear graph. I'll just give you a hint out in this. You can see this yellow one. This is the marginal cost. This orangish one is the marginal revenue. So marginal cost curve and marginal revenue curve, they are cutting each other at point C. They are touching each other at point C. So this C is the profit maximizing output. 8 units are the profit maximizing output for a firm. This will be more clear when we will discuss the different types of cost. I think I should take you to the cost PPT. You can see here is a chart. So this chart says the various measures of cost Conrad's coffee shop. Okay, it's about a coffee shop. So this is the quantity of coffee cups per hour. This is the total cost of it. This is the fixed cost. This is the variable cost. So you understand the difference between fixed cost and variable cost. Variable cost is the one which keeps on changing and fixed cost is the one which remains fixed. Like in case of a coffee shop, what is the fixed cost and what will be the variable cost for the company? Can you tell me? What will be the fixed cost for a coffee shop and what will be the variable cost? Who will tell the answer? Mohammad Javed, Nazar, Prabhavati, Samu, Freestyler, Rashid, Rinin, Sadatu, Rajiv, Asiya. Rent. 63. What is that? Coffee plus sugar is equal to variable cost. Yes, Rajiv, very good. Rent is the fixed cost. Exactly. If suppose coffee machine is a fixed cost, the cost of running the machine. Yeah. So fixed cost is the cost which does not change with the change in the quantity. And variable cost is the cost which changes with the change in the quantity. If suppose the sale of coffee is more than the cost of coffee, sugar and milk will be the variable cost. And the rent of that place will be the fixed cost. So you can see the total cost is 3, then 3.30, then 3.80. So we know that fixed cost is 3 and this is the variable cost. So as the number of cups is increasing, the variable cost is also going up. Can you see? For 5 units it is 3.50, for 10 units it is 12. So it's going up. Then we have average fixed cost, average variable cost and average total cost also, and that is calculated by dividing the total cost with the number of quantity manufactured. Okay, like if I say average fixed cost, it will be this fixed cost divided by 2 units, that is 3 divided by 2, 3 divided by 3, 3 divided by 4. So we see that as the number of units is increasing, the average fixed cost is going down. Okay, is it clear? You can see in this column, the average fixed cost is going down as the number of units is increasing. Then average variable cost, as the number of units will increase, the variable cost will go on increasing. Again, number of the total variable cost divided by number of units. Like it's 2.40 divided by 4, you will get 0.60 as the average variable cost. So as the quantity is increasing, this cost is going on increasing. Now average total cost will also increase with the number of units. So now we see marginal cost. Prabhavati, I didn't get you. Practically how it will affect? What will affect? We are studying this because we want to know what is the profit maximizing output. And to get the profit maximizing output, we need to study about marginal cost and marginal revenue, both. The point at which they two are equal, that it will be that will be the profit maximizing output. Okay, that is where we are studying this. So now you can see marginal cost. Marginal cost is the cost which we get due to addition of every unit. At the first place, for the 0 unit, it is 0. For 1 unit, it is 0.30. For the second unit, it will be, it depends on variable cost. Marginal cost depends on variable cost. It will be 0.50. How do we get that? 0.80 minus 0.30. So it will be 0.50. Then for this one, the third unit, it will be 1.50 minus 0.80. That is 0.70. For fourth unit, 2.40 minus 1.50. That is 0.90. Okay. So on and so forth. Can you see the chart? Can you see the table, everybody? And understand this? Variation of the marginal cost, it is going on increasing. With every additional unit, it is increasing. Isn't it? So we go to the next one now. So now if we plot these in a chart, in the form of a graph, if we plot them, so what we will see is this, we'll start with average fixed cost. So average fixed cost is going on decreasing for these units. Like it's between 1 and 2, it is 3. For 2 units, it is 1.5. For 4 units, it is 0.75. For 5 units, it is for 6 units, it is 0.5 and so on. So after plotting these points, we are going to join it with the help of a line. So we will get a curve like this. So this is average fixed cost. As the quantity is increasing, the fixed cost is going down. Then average variable cost, as the quantity is increasing, average variable cost is going up. Can you see? This cost is sloping upwards. This curve. Everybody can see. It is sloping upwards. Yes. Then total cost curve is also, it is a little like, it's more or less the same, just a slant increase to as the quantity is increasing too much. Then we come to marginal cost. So marginal cost is continuously increasing. As the quantity is increasing, like if we are manufacturing 6 units, marginal cost is at this place. If we are manufacturing 9 units, it is at this place. If we are manufacturing just 3 units, it is at this place. So as the quantity is increasing, the marginal cost is also increasing. So this is the plotting of this. Now we'll see the other thing. Sorry. So production function. So production function shows the relationship between the quantity of inputs used to produce a good and the quantity of output of that good. You all know about production function? Anyone knows? Production function, what is that? It is a relationship between the inputs used to manufacture a product and the units of the goods produced. That suppose we use 10 units to manufacture, transforming raw materials into finished product. And it can be represented by a table, equation or a graph. The example says farmer Jack grows wheat. He has 5 acres of land. He can hire as many workers as he wants. So 5 acres of land. So this 5 acres is the cost of input, the cost of this 5 acres of land. Cost of the labor will also be the cost of input. Now let's see. It's the production function of farmer Jack. L and Q. L stands for number of workers and Q is the bushels of wheat. So when one worker is there, 500 units. 2 workers, 1000 units. 3 workers, 1500. It's going on to increase. The production is going to increase as we will increase the number of workers. Is it clear to everybody? For 1 worker, 500 units. For 2 workers, 1000 units. For 3 workers, 1500 units. So this is going to increase continuously. This production function, as we are increasing the number of workers, we are going to get more and more of output, isn't it? You can see. So that was the curve. Then we go to the marginal product. Now what is this marginal product? Marginal product means the addition to the total product due to additional unit of manufacturing. Okay. So it's the marginal product of any input is the increase in output arising from an additional unit of that input, holding all other inputs constant. Now let's see how is it represented. This delta, as I told you, change in output upon change in labor. So marginal product of labor will be change in the output upon change in labor. Like initially the cost of the output was 1500 units. Now it has gone up to 1800 units. And initially 6 workers were there, and now there are 7 workers. So due to addition of 1 additional labor, the 300 more units are manufactured. So that will be the marginal product of each labor. Okay? Did you get it? Like suppose 1800 rupees, 1800 units are manufactured and 6 workers are, total number of labor is 6, and initially it was 1800 output was 1800 and the labor was 5 labors. So just wait. This example will make it much clearer. So that's why I moved to here. Yeah, now you can see in the form of this chart. So 0 worker, 0 bushes. 1 worker, 1000 units. 2 worker, 1800 units. 3 worker, 2400 units. 4 worker, 28. 5 worker, 3000. So what is the change in quantity? In the first place it is 1000. In the second place it is 800. Over here it's 600. Here it's 400. Here it's just 200. So the change in total quantity manufactured is going on decreasing, isn't it? If you compare, is it decreasing? Yes, it's decreasing. And why is it decreasing? As we are putting in more and more labor, then the production should go up, but it is going down. What is the reason behind this? Can anyone tell me? Now you see the difference. Rinan is saying salary of the labor. No, not really. No, that's not the real reason. So now you see. So if we are going to plot this in the form of a chart, you will see this. This type of a chart, this type of a graph will appear. You can see the manufacturing graph. Like from 2 to 3 workers, the production is going from 2000 to like somewhere here. Now what is the reason? Why? Just a second. Okay. So when farmer Jack hires an extra worker, what happens is his cost rises by the wage he pays to the worker and his output rises by MPL, that is marginal production of the labor. So comparing them helps Jack decide whether he would benefit from hiring the worker or not. If its marginal productivity is more than what he pays to the worker, then he is going to hire the labor. Otherwise, he is not going to hire the labor. Suppose he is paying 600 to every additional unit of labor and his marginal productivity is increasing only by 500. So at that point of time, he is going to stop increasing the labor. Okay? Okay, everybody? So, you know, this is like a long topic. It takes a lot of time because only after discussing this we can discuss the profit maximizing output. So I'll just finish up with this and we can carry forward the next to the next class. So we see farmer Jack's output rises by a smaller amount for each additional worker. Then why this happens? Because as Jack is adding more and more workers, the average worker has less land to work with and he will be less productive. Okay. The size of the land which is available to every worker for work, that is going to decrease. So his productivity will also go down. Okay. So we'll continue with this in the next class of economics. So we'll meet in the next class. Now the class is about to be over. All of you please give your feedback at the end of the class. Do definitely fill the feedback form. Okay. And No, Saturday your class is at 8:30. Sunday it's at 9:30. Okay, fine. Thanks to everybody for your time. Have a great weekend and do give your feedback. Don't forget to mention that. Okay. You all also take care. Thanks for your time. Bye. See you in the next class. We continue with this.